Hey family, you know, I've been meaning to make this video for a little while now because I really wish that I had known some of the stuff that I know now. And this particular video is about my stroke, which happened back in August 11th. It happened in the middle of the night. I wasn't aware. Actually, I don't think the stroke actually happened. I think it was kind of a pre-stroke. And 2:30 in the morning, I woke up and I felt like where I lived, which was on a boat, was shaking. Obviously, I'm not in a boat now. We're at a friend's house. But I woke up and I was disoriented. My ability to stand and move and walk was slightly diminished. Not a lot, but I mean, not like now. But I got up and it felt like things were shaking, and I asked my wife, I said, "Hey honey, is the boat shaking?" Because sometimes we have rough weather. And she said no, so I didn't want to disturb her. Big mistake. And I got up and I went up to our main cabin and I spent a couple of hours just doing some deep breathing exercises called square breathing. I mean, it's a good practice. You breathe in through your nose, count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 8. Square. So I did that, and then I went to our clubhouse, which has a bathroom, and I went to the bathroom and did a few exercises, just things that I normally do, squats and some push-ups on the sink and things like that. And I thought, guess I'm all right. So I walked out of the bathroom and I got about 15 feet down the walkway, and suddenly my face drooped, my arm went numb, my speech got thick. And that's the first 3 aspects of something that I want to teach you guys now, called F.A.S.T, fast. So that doesn't mean fasting or not eating. It means your face, your arm, your speech, and then the T stands for time to call 911. See, I did not know that. I know now. And had I known it then, the amount of damage that happened to my brain and subsequently the rest of my body possibly could have been diminished. So this is not a full tutorial on medical practices or anything along those lines, but it is kind of a heads up. I'm only 67 years old, and had I known what was going on, I thought I knew what was going on, but I thought it was what's called a TIA, transient ischemic activity or event. And I thought that it was going to go away like that, like I had thought that I understood. Well, guess what? I didn't have a TIA, I had a real stroke. And what that means is that a blood clot flew up through my system. We think it was from a wound on my leg, landed in my brain, and at that moment I should have been calling 911. Well, I actually didn't call it I didn't call it at all. We drove to the hospital, idiots. So I just want to make this a bit of an informational activity so that you can start doing your own research and really prepare yourself for an eventuality I hope absolutely never happens. So, F.A.S.T, that stands for your face droops, your arm gets weak, your speech slurs, and then it's time to call 911. And one of the major reasons you want to call 911, I've been informed later now, that in the ambulance they actually have what's called a Clot Buster shot. Now, don't hold me to that, you know, and I certainly don't want to say that everybody does have it or potentially should have it, but I'm hoping that they do. Because if instead of driving to the hospital, I had dialed 911, guess what? That potential shot, called a Clot Buster, I don't know what's in the shot, could have been administered to me within minutes. And the likelihood of me having the amount of damage that I've had, which has been interesting, severe if you will, took out my left side, so at that time I didn't have any articulation. My speech was very tough. My face was definitely drooped completely. And I've done a lot of exercise since then in the last 6 months to be able to bring myself back. So the point of this is being prepared for a potential eventuality. An awful lot of people have strokes and heart events every year, and they are ill prepared. They don't recognize them. I mean, okay, oh, my left arm hurts. Well, maybe you're having a heart attack. Okay, great. But I was not prepared for my face dropping and my arm and my speech slurring and all of the things that I've been dealing with. And had I known what to do, and it was kind of ingrained and automatic, I would have been able to dial 911, get the ambulance over, get my shot, and possibly have dissolved that clot before it did too much damage. I probably still would have had some issues, but nowhere near what I've had to deal with. Now, that said, I want to give you a little bit of perspective. I believe, as a personal belief, that everything happens for a reason and a purpose, and it happens to help you and teach you. So you might be saying to yourself, well, how the hell did a stroke help you and teach you, Jack? Well, here's what's happening. I'm speaking to somebody who potentially might either have one of these events occur or be in the presence of someone who is experiencing that, and you might be able to take some fast action that could help. So, would it help me? Well, maybe. But is it potentially helping somebody else? Possibly so. And that's what I'm hoping. That's why I'm doing this video in the first place, is to provide you with a thought that maybe I should do a little more education. Maybe I should be prepared. I mean, a lot of people take CPR training. So somebody goes down, we know what to do, we shake them, we ask them, we try and get them going, we check for their pulse and respiration, and we do all the things that we do in CPR. Well, maybe we need to do a F.A.S.T training for stroke, and that could be part of the benefits that might potentially come out of the people that see this video, asking the question, hey, what about stroke training? What about potential stroke training? Is there something that we should know? Is there something that we could do? And I think the answer is yes, because so many people are having these events. My next door neighbor here in Florida at the moment, his 39-year-old son, pediatrician, just had a stroke. Now, the thing is that as a pediatrician, as a physician, he knew what was going on, and he immediately jumped on it, called 911, and got his Clot Buster shot. And his issues are probably going to be so much less severe than mine. And God bless. You know, we hope for that potential eventuality that at some point he won't even realize that it ever happened. I'm hoping the same thing for myself. I hope sincerely that I can get over and above and beyond. I still exercise, I go to the gym, I work out. I'm eating very cleanly. My wife takes care of that for me. And I'm hoping that this is the only one of these doggone things I'm going to have to experience. I think